Now, I was watching, because I got the 39 Steps the other day, and so I was watching some stuff on that, and it made me kind of go into a mini investigation of Hitchcock last night, and I was watching old interview clips and stuff, and he was talking about his work with actors and how method actors are very problematic for him on film. And I think the example that he loved to use more than anyone was Charles Laughton and a movie they did together called Jamaica Inn. And his point about method acting was that it worked for the stage but not so well for the film, the way he shot movies, because he has a series of shots that set up an emotional kind of thought process. The thought process of an actor is expressed through the sequence of shots that he chooses. So if the actor then says, I don't think this character would look this way, all of a sudden Hitchcock, that throws that whole visual scheme out the window. And it was too much trouble for Hitchcock. So
you definitely understand that.
Yeah, so is that smart? I mean, that doesn't necessarily fit into his actors or cattle mentality.
Well, it was smart for the way he made movies, you know. I mean, his thing was not about, you know, the actors. The actors were just there, were necessary in order to tell the story, but it wasn't. You weren't paying your money necessarily to see the actors. You were paying your money to see the story unfold, and the story was the main concern, and he told his story shot by shot, and all those shots were mapped out. And I guess he just didn't have any time for people saying they didn't have the right underwear on for this scene or whatever. You know, this person wouldn't wear this underwear or whatever. So it's like, you know, he just, you know, and you know. I mean, you got to understand, he's coming from a different time where, where acting was quite different.
I would say that I can't imagine Hitchcock really giving into any of the method acting. It just seems against his grain.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Well,
I guess, you know, the closest he might have come, although I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but, you know, his last movie, Family Plot, had Karen Black and Bruce.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah,
I like that movie
forever. But if you've seen it recently, Jerry, did you get the sense that, you know, that he was kind of getting more into the sort of method acting or a different age of acting kind of?
Well, I mean, it's definitely there's definitely that sense. It's been like 12 years since I've seen it, but you definitely get that sense because he's definitely trying to, you know, I think anybody, you know, you get the feeling with it, just the cast alone. But you know, it was too who knew you know, there's just not enough there to really work with, you know, and so it would have been interesting to see that the marriage of his directing style with method acting. That would have been an interesting thing to see, but I don't think it was ever going to happen.
I mean, another Hitchcockian director that method actors enjoy working with is De Palma. And so I was somebody that has a very strict visual scheme. But I was thinking about this because I watched this again the other night too, Carlito's Way. And everyone points out that, you know, most of what's great about that movie outside of Hitchcock, outside of De Palma's style, is Sean Penn's performance. I mean, here's quite a method actor, Sean Penn. And he is astounding in the movie.
Yes, he is.
But I think he gives the wrong performance for that movie. Because I have never been able to believe that the two of them would be close. I mean, I could never believe that Pacino would be friends with someone so, on the exterior, so weaselly.
And untrustworthy. Yeah, I agree.
But the characterization is so great and so memorable, I just think it's in the wrong movie.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment of that. That's a movie that I have, you know, tremendous problems with, and I think that's one of those problems.
Oh, I thought I'd get some fight over this. Okay.
No, I would have to go back and watch it again. I would definitely have to go back and watch it. I haven't seen it since I think it came out in theaters, so I really couldn't tell you.
I guess internationally, what's the famous film periodical? De Cinema.
10 Years to Cinema.
Yeah, they called it the greatest movie of the '90s, Carlito's Way.
Yeah, that's you can't always
It's
work
a good
them.
movie, but I don't know if I'd go that. I mean, what are they smoking and where can I get it?
I mean, they're crazy about that movie.